Hello, my name is Anne and this is Toby, and welcome to a Tobyknits podcast, episode 133 from the trailer. Yes, this is going to get up a bit late today because it is Monday morning. Oh, Toby just sat behind me. And I am a bit late getting this done because we've had such a lovely lazy weekend. Yes, we came up on Saturday and it was lovely and sunny, but it was a bit cool, a bit windy. I think it was about 26 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, sorry. But it's just been lovely, just sitting back, chilling, drinking lemonade, lots of tea, and knitting. Oh, I've done a fair bit of knitting. Reading, I finished a book I was reading. I just finished number 8. I think it was called The Eighth Confession of James Patterson. I love James Patterson. I love mysteries, right? Of course, you all know I love a mystery. And I've been working my way through the Women's Murder Club because my stepdaughter got me a book for Christmas one year. And I think it was like number 21 or 22 in the series. Well, you know me, I can't just start with 21. I need to get the backstory. So I had to go back and find number 1. So I'm working my way through them. I just finished 8. And I loved it. It was really good. There's like courtroom drama in it, and there's murders going on and mysteries that you've got to, and sometimes they are entangled with each other, and other times they're just separate stories, and these 4 girls come together and tell each of the other how things are going for them, because one's a lawyer, hence the courtroom dramas. One's a pathologist who's best friends with the detective, and so hence the crimes and stuff and murders. And then the other one is a journalist, and so hence the mysteries. She's always trying to come up with the mysteries. So anyway, I love reading them. They're a lot of fun. They're a quick read normally. And yeah, so I finished that yesterday. So I was like, I got no book to read. I have to go to the library. Anyway, but we are going home today. We're going home later, so I'll have time this afternoon to edit and upload this to YouTube. So you will get it later today, but nonetheless, we are right by a road. So you might be able to hear the trucks go by. We're not that, well, we are close, but not that close that it bothers us because we live right by a road anyway, so at home, so I'm used to it. Okay, stop jabbering on, and let's talk about the knitting. So what did I work on? Okay, so in the new little Watson bag, oh, I love this bag so much, is the gorgeous Beachcomber socks, and I am using for these my own hand dyed yarn, Sandy Beach, I call this one, and it's very pretty. This is actually on a BFL base, so Blue Face Leicester, which I think is a British sheep, and but it is milled in Ontario, Canada. And so this is the Beachcomber socks. This is one of them finished. Very pretty. I don't have my sock blocker, obviously, so that is what it looks like on the front. These are little conch shells. You know those little shells that like twist? They're on, and anyway, that's what they are. That's what Kay told us they were. And then these are all the little shells. Now, this was a super interesting pattern to follow. These I did on my 2.25 wooden needles, my knit prick. Oh, might have to edit that out. No, knit picks. Gosh, I can't even think of the name of them now, but they're one of my favorites. Let me look in the bag because I bet you they're in the bag. They are. Imagine that. They are the Radiant Wood. I love these needles so much. Now, I have to say though, one of them snapped on me, but luckily my lovely store where I get them. So here is, how pretty is that wood? They actually sent them back and got me a new set. But I love them. Anyway, so that's what I knit them on. And this pattern is really lovely to follow if you read it properly. Story of your life, and you think you know everything about sock knitting. No, but it really is a lovely pattern to follow. But you will see there, I forgot a shell. Because on this side and this side, okay, so 12 pattern repeat. I think, is it twice we do it? Or 3 times? You have to get the pattern. I think it might be twice we do it. We have to do the double decrease, which forms these 2 little holes in this gorgeous twist right there. And for some reason on the left side, I kept forgetting to do it. Now, I realized I had done that wrong there the first time, but I was here, because of course I was here, because, and I was in the middle of doing the gusset decrease, and I was not going to tink back to there to fix that one side, because I would have to take all the gusset decreases out and I'd get myself confused, because we all know math confuses me. So there was no way I was going to tink back for that one. So I decided, I tried it on to see where on my foot it was going to be. It's under the pant leg. Who is going to see it? Unless they lift my pant leg up. But anyway, so I left it. But of course, not only did I do it once there and didn't notice I did it, but I did it a few times up here, but only a row or 2 after. And I was like, oh, you did it again. You forgot that side. So I would just tink back down and manage to do it. But it was always on this side. I don't know why, but I absolutely adore this pattern. It is gorgeous. And of course, we just did our regular, I think they call it a partridge heel flap and toe or something. I don't know. But, and then her lovely toe. I've not done one of these toes of hers before. This is called a cottage toe. And it's very similar to her umbrella toe. But anyway, I really like it. So this I'm loving. Love, love, love it. And it fits nice. And I only did 3 full repeats before I started the heel flap, because again, I don't like long-legged socks. So here's a picture of what it looks like on my foot. So it looks quite nice, and it'll go underneath my pants fine. So if I am wearing pants, what? It's the summer. Get your minds out the gutter. I wear shorts in the summer. So yeah, so anyway, I love it, and I love the color. The back is just plain all the way, even on the upper foot here. The back is just plain, so you get to see the lovely sandy beach. Anyway, that's that one. Loving it. Kay, loving it. Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears designed that. It is currently part of her Patreon Summer of Stitches, but I'm sure once it's over, she'll release it as a full pattern for people to buy, I'm sure, if you're not a Patreon. The other one I worked on last night, this is the Carson bag, and was our Tobyknits and Friends Facebook group, Sock of the Month. So we are doing a sock of the month. I typically try to pick a free one or try to get one of the designers to give us a discount. In this instance, this sock pattern is free. It's called Summer Folly. I totally forget the name of the girl who designed it, but I will put it below here, and there will be links below to that free pattern. I am using my own Heritage yarn, and this is Lily of the Valley, which is the May birth flower of the month. I am dyeing up each month. I am dyeing up all the birth flowers, and they are available to dye to order in my Etsy shop. Currently there is January, which is Carnation, February, which is Violet, March, which is Daffodil, April is Gerber Daisy, and May is Lily of the Valley. June is also up there, which is Rose. And I did actually dye before I left for the trailer July's, which is Larkspur. Very pretty. I'm not showing it yet though. So this is Lily of the Valley, and this is, let me put it on so I can show you, super interesting pattern. This is another shorty sock. It's not that short. Again, I'll put a picture here so you can see what it looks like. But this is Summer Folly, and this is all, it's an interesting pattern. So it is all the way around this part. We did 25 rounds of twisted rib. Oh my gosh. Couldn't think of the name. Twisted rib. And so we did that all the way around before we then started the heel flap. And this is where I had to pay attention because I had to do a different and the beginning of my heel flap in order to get the slip stitches to match up with the slip stitches or the twisted rib from the leg. And then a little heel, the gusset, and then at the start, after the 25 rounds, we started this interesting pattern via a chart. Yeah, so this, I really enjoyed this. This turned out great, and it's a nice pattern, and it has a regular toe that we're all kind of used to, the decreases at each end and the knit around between each decrease, so gives that appearance. There's the back of the foot. Want to see something funny though? I mean, here's this. Look how lovely this came out the yarn, but then look how the toe came out. The toe came out like a bigger kind of, and the heel flap, because you're going backwards and forwards. You're not doing as many, you're not going a full rotation with the yarn to get that. Anyway, loving this one. Super cool. So I managed to get these two both done. Oh, here comes Bob. It's okay, honey.
I'm just gonna go down.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Stay, Toby. And then in my Netherwood bag, yes, I have 3 different bags I make. Oh. So this is the Netherwood bag. This was the first one I ever made. Not the first bag I ever made, the first design. And I named them all after my family. So in this one is the Handmade Sock Societies, which I joined because I loved the idea of it. Oh, interesting. And this is, I'll tell you why I said that in a minute. My stitch marker just broke. Not my stitch marker, my progress keeper. So I wonder where that part went. The tail came, there it is. The tail came off. Let's see how she put that on. How did the tail go on? I'm rabbiting to myself, talk amongst yourselves, while I have no idea. There must be another bit to it somewhere. I'll fix it after. So this is the Handmade Sock Society of Helen Stewart. Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade. And her sock society, so what this is for 6 months, once a month, you get a sock, a mystery sock. You don't know what the pattern's going to be until that day. The next one gets released. This was released May 5th. I think the next one is released, oh no, May 4th or 5th. The next one will be released June 1st, then July 1st, so on. And she's based the designs all on the Curiosity cupboard. And the Curio cupboard, I guess it's pronounced. And so this is the sock, which has a sort of twisted rib, but isn't. It's interesting because we're knitting in the back loop as you would for twisted rib, but then we're doing like 3 pearls between. I've never done a sock pattern where pearl was the main thing, but here it is, and there are lovely little holes all the way through. So it looks like this. And this yarn that I'm using is from my stash. It's not my own. This is from a dyer that I don't think is dyeing anymore, Island Fiber Dyers, and this is called Mermaid. So it's very pretty. I've done the heel flap and turn, and I've just almost finished the gusset. I've got a couple of rounds to go before the gusset is finished. Oh, in fact, maybe I have finished the gusset and I'm ready to just continue on, which will be plain for the foot and then the pattern on the front till we get to the size that we want before we put the toe on. So this is coming on really nice. Obviously, I shall be working on this the rest of the time until we go home, and on the drive home in the car, and try to get this one finished this week to catch up with the other 2. I tried to knit like the cuffs of each, then the body of the foot for each, then the heel flap and turn for each, and the gusset for each, but I got carried away with the other 2. This one is nice, but the other 2 were much more fun. But I'm sure this one won't take too long. Now, this was the stitch marker, Progress Keeper. They came with this on a little chain, on a little bracelet, and this was supposed to be on there. It's a mermaid tail. So this was supposed to be the mermaid tail, but this fell off. And there must be another piece to it because I can't figure it out. So I actually brought it with me, but I haven't knit on that this weekend yet, but I will. And I'm using my Chowgo 2.25 needles for that. So let's put all my bits and bobs back in my bag. Be amazed at how much you can fit in these. And the other thing I brought with me and did a little bit on, and this is in the bag from Craft House Magic. I usually put my shawls in this bag, but this has got my cardigan in, which is the crochet, what's it called? Hexigon cardigan, because we have 6 sides that we are going around and around. And I'm using 2 of my hand-dyed fingering weight, 100% merino, so no nylon in this, very soft and squishy. It smells lovely too. And what happens is you keep going around and around and around till you get a certain size, which states in the pattern what that is, which goes from the center out to here. And when you reach a certain, mine has to be 22.5 inches or something from there to there. And I think I'm at 14. So there's still a ways to go. This actually is 2 colorways. I did 2 rows of the blue and 2 rows of the multicolor, but because there is blue in the multicolor, it doesn't even look like that. It's hard to see the 2 rows distinctively. Maybe it's hard to see, but it's coming out lovely. I really love it. So then what you do when you get to the certain number of inches, and it depends on you, this becomes the cardigan when you fold it in half. There's the sleeve, there's the body. So you will see it goes like that. So I do have to do more. And then you'll make a second one for the other side. Join them together at the back with a couple of rows of clusters. And then there's your cardigan. You can add to the bottom, you can add to the sleeves, you can taper them down, make them long, or leave them like that. I wanted an airy, light summer cardigan, which I think this will be very much so. The only trouble with it is it's taking so long because I'm using a 4mm hook. I mean, at the moment right now, this would fit my granddaughter. I could make another one the other side and just give it to her, which I might even do because it's taking so long. And then make myself one in a worsted weight or DK, which would go faster because you'd use a bigger hook. So I might even just do that still. So this is the yarn I'm using for 2 of the rounds of Granny Square clusters, and this is my Ontario Spring hand-dyed yarn to signify the tulips at the Tulip Festival in Ottawa. And then this one is a blue I dyed up. I just called it Sky Blue, and I really love this blue. It's very pretty. And this is the one I'm using in between. It is also the same blue I used in there. So that's why they kind of look like they're matching. So yeah, that is what I worked on while I've been here at the trailer. And I didn't get anything else done and bring any of my other whips. So, you know, but that's what they're called whips for. They're works in progress. Doesn't mean you have to do them all in 5 minutes. Anyway, I'm gonna go see what Bob's doing. I think he took the pooper thing up to be emptied. So, because we're gonna be leaving shortly. Anyway, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Monday. The day my dad arrives. I'm gonna be so excited. You won't even be able to talk to me. I'll be just jumping around, jittering about like a child. So, anyway, talk to you then. Bye.